Hi guys, my name is Bailey Vincent and I'm a Life Scout with Troop 22G.
My name is Sam Yamashita from Troop 719.
I'm Charlotte Green. I'm Chase Green.
My name is Jai Dooley.
I'm Nathaniel Cox, an Eagle Scout from Troop 10.
My name is Taylor Bell.
I'm Cameron Irvine.
I'm your host, Miranda Janae. And here we go.
Good evening. The Council Alumnus of the Year Award features an acorn, a reminder that Scouts and Scouters plant trees under which they may never sit. It is in that vein that the award was created, as it recognizes those that promote and share the gift of Scouting through their careers, avocations, and their influence. This year's recipient is Diane Freeman. Diane Freeman began her Scouting history in 1959 as a Bluebird and then Campfire Girl, which was originally a sister organization to Boy Scouts of America. Diane is married to Robert Heft and has 3 adult kids, Heather, Jonathan, and AJ. Jonathan and AJ are both Eagle Scouts of Troop 307. Diane's adult scouting experience began with her son Jonathan joining Pack 307. Jonathan bridged into Troop 307 as his brother AJ joined Pack 307. Soon after joining Troop 307, Diane became an active member of the troop committee as well as the advancement chair. Within a few years, Diane became Troop 307's committee chair. This position was held on and off for 12 years. She continues to be a member of the Eagle Advisory Team, during which time 56 Troop 307 Scouts have achieved the rank of Eagle Scout. She has also been the Adult Leader Training Chair, member of the Troop Committee, and has been the District Commissioner for PAC and Troop 307 for the past 12 years. Within Diane's years as an adult scouter and a registered nurse, she was a summer camp nurse 9 years for Habanim, a Jewish youth organization. Balboa Oaks District Camporee First Aid Station for 14 years, Chief Medical Officer for Western Los Angeles County Council, National Youth Leadership Training, 4 years. Wlacc sponsored Relay for Life First Aid Station for 4 years. Diane has led disaster and trauma preparedness for Ventura County as well as trauma care for the state of California. Diane is a clinical nurse specialist for critical care and trauma as well as a registered public health nurse in the state of California. Currently, Diane continues to be an active commissioner for PAC and Troop 307 as well as Troop 550. Diane is a Merit Badge counselor for 7 different Eagle Required and Fundamental Merit Badge courses. Diane is also the West Los Angeles County Council Chair of Medical and Safety. She also serves on the Reyes Adobe District as the Vice Chair of Medical and Safety. The Western Los Angeles County Council is so very honored to recognize Diane Freeman with the Alumnus of the Year Award.
Thank you, Bailey, and congratulations to Diane. Up next, we have the North Star Award. This award is on par with the Silver Beaver, which recognizes registered Scouters for their distinguished service. An individual who was previously registered with the BSA but is not currently registered is eligible to receive this award. However, any contributions made as a registered Scouter cannot and must not be considered. Only those contributions made as a non-Scouter may be considered for the North Star Award. This describes Mr. Jim Hegum perfectly.
You may not know the name Jim Hegum, but you know his work. If you've been to our website, either the council sites, maybe the Antelope Valley website, or the Events Offers News section of the council site, or any of the district websites, you know Jim Hegum. Jim is our council webmaster, He has built out Tri-Camp with us last summer. He also built everything out and how you registered for tonight. And much like most Human Scouts, Jim was asked the week he retired to help out with the Antelope Valley website for just temporarily. Well, that was 17 years ago, and he is still our council webmaster. So we'd like to thank you, Jim, for all your hard work.
Thank you, Cameron, and way to go, Jim. It is my pleasure to now announce the Albert K. Fitzgerald Outstanding Educator Award. This award is presented by local scouters to teachers, educational support staff, and school administrators who stand out from their professional peers in instilling scouting values in their students. This year, we would like to congratulate Nicole Turner, Deja Mum, and Emily Williams.
Nicole has had a passion for science her whole life. She studied biology and worked with marine animals while she was in college. But it was sharing her passion for science with kids that brought her the most joy. She took her two favorite things, science and working with kids, and became a teacher in 2006. She started out teaching high school biology at LACIS and then Panorama High for LAUSD. Now she is an elementary school science teacher working with kids from 2 years old to 5th grade. 6 years ago, Nicole's sons joined Pack 777 as Tigers. Within a month, she was running with the Tiger Den meetings and soon signed up as a den leader. She has taken her joy of working with kids and brought excitement and fun to her den meetings. Her daughter is now a bear, and her sons have moved on to Troop 777. She is still a den leader and also the scoutmaster for Troop 777G. This year has put educators and scout leaders to the test. She has spent countless hours coming up with ways to engage her students and keep her scouts interested. Knowing that the kids are what matters the most has been her driving force for this year. She has helped to make some great memories for her scouts and her students while still dealing with COVID-19.
I'd like to thank the council for the honor of giving me the Outstanding Educator Award this year. Thank you.
Deja Mum is a 7th and 8th grade math and science teacher. She has taught all subjects through kindergarten to 8th grade. As a lifelong learner, she entered the educational profession 8 years ago as a 4th-generation educator. The Scouts BSA program and Deja's education philosophy are complementary. At school, she mentors youth to realize and develop their own leadership abilities through social-emotional learning and rigorous project-based learning curriculum using the 8 habits of highly effective people, character lab traits, entrepreneur skills, and the 21st century skills. It is a tremendous gift to participate in mentoring youth outside of school to develop as leaders and people of character who contribute to making the world a better place. Currently, Deja serves as Troop 2019 ASM outing chair, committee member, and merit badge counselor. Until very recently, she also served as an associate advisor to the Area 4 Venturing Officers Association. She is also a troop guide for the Woodbatch course, whose patrol members are working through the pandemic on completing their tickets. You never know what you can accomplish in just 1 hour a week. Emily Williams has been teaching for 22 years in both the Burbank and Saugus Union School districts. She received her BA and MA in Child Development as well as her teaching credentials from CSUN. She has focused on teaching children ages 5 through 8 years old. She is currently a 2nd grade teacher at Emblem Academy in Santa Clarita, California. Emily enjoys hands-on learning opportunities during lessons and incorporates the arts into her daily lessons with her students. This past summer, she has been able to teach art lessons to students at Bill Hard Day Camp. Emily has a love of learning and likes to share her knowledge with her students. She is a scout leader for Sagas Pack 57 and serves as den leader for the Wolves and assistant den leader for the AOLS. She is happy to bridge her love of teaching with the Scouts and boys in her 2 dens.
Hello, Western LA Council. Emily Williams here, and I just want to say thank you so very much for honoring me as an outstanding educator. I really appreciate it. You can see right now, I'm in my classroom, I'm working. I have students returned in a morning cohort and an afternoon cohort. And so I'm excited to return back to school and to teach my 2nd graders, as well as returning to meetings with my scouts to teach them in person. Thank you so much for this honor. I truly appreciate it. Bye-bye now.
Next up, we have a very special Medal of Merit from Micah Zev. Micah started Scouts about 6 years ago with Troop 583 in Castaic, California. He was always excited and eager to learn new things and complete merit badges. His favorite merit badge he completed while he was still Scout was the Rifle Merit Badge, because he always wanted to shoot firearms. Micah was able to shoot his way up through the ranks all the way to Star Scout. After about a year and a half, Micah transferred to Troop 119, where he currently resides. Through his entire scouting experience, Micah never achieved the rank of SPL, but served 5 terms of ASPL in a row. In his opinion, this was more beneficial for developing his leadership, because he was able to perceive what each SPL did well or what they could have done to do better. Recently, Micah was able to complete his Eagle project despite a few setbacks caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Micah is now a senior in high school, and he enjoys working with and teaching kids fun and useful skills that he learned from scouting. Micah also plays a lot of sports, such as baseball and soccer. Some of his hobbies include playing musical instruments and photography. He loves nature and taking hikes in all sorts of places and likes to get out whenever he can. His favorite memories during his time with scouting consisted when he worked at Camp Wlacc as a waterfront staff member for 2 summers in a row. Let me review his heroic actions. Micah's family thought that Gavin, the victim, and his father was experiencing the stomach flu. When he continued to feel bad again on Tuesday, the family thought he was still recovering from being sick. So Micah's mom went to work at 12:30, and Michael was left at home to look after his father. When Micah's father started moaning, Micah checked on him and became concerned about the many symptoms like location of the pain, sudden shortness of breath, and cold sweat. Micah then knew that his dad was having a heart attack. He called his mother, who couldn't answer the phone while teaching, so then he called his sister, who was at work nearby, to come home immediately. They placed their dad in the car in a reclined position and headed towards the hospital, all while his dad insisted he was not having a heart attack. After arriving at the hospital and his treatment was underway, the doctors made it very clear that Micah's thoughtful, clear-minded leadership and resolve made a difference in saving his father's life. On behalf of the Los Angeles County Council, we are proud to present Micah Zev with the National Medal of Merit Award.
I'd like to thank my family for this opportunity, and I'd like to thank the Rose family for being very supportive, especially during the time of crisis that I was dealing with, that they were able to come around and be very supportive to me and my family. I also like to thank everyone who is supporting me and being able to help out our family during the time of need and helping me be able to become the person I am today.
Now, I would like to announce the Invocation Award. It recognizes those who communicate Scouting's timeless values in a modern way. 2020 proved to be a year that led us to think outside the box. These individuals did just that and put together virtual programs for Scouts that enabled kids from all across the world to work on their advancement during the lockdowns. Day camp has long been the highlight of Cub Scouts during the summer, and we were heartbroken to cancel in-person Cub Day Camp. However, our core group of day camp volunteers stepped in to plan, promote, and carry out a virtual Cub Scout day camp that successfully ran for 8 weeks. Cub Scouts from across the nation participated and earned rank advancement while taking part in our first virtual day camp. Mila Fagone, Jennifer Hudson, Janir Johnson, Shauna Howerton, and Adee Peterson created 40 live-streamed fun-filled YouTube classes where the youth were not only entertained, but they were able to earn rank advancements and keep physically active during COVID, much to their parents' delight.
Adee Peterson began her scouting journey in Israel at the age of 9. At 16, she joined her patrol and traveled to Poland, educating herself on the concentration camps of World War II. That is where she began to learn about intolerance. At 18, Adee completed her Eagle Scout Award equivalent, where she started a program to teach Israeli and Palestinian youth tolerance. At 19, she spent 6 months working with young kibbutzim on developing farmland and another 6 months teaching reading in a development town in southern Israel. At 21, Addie was asked to return and sit on the council for a program she had started to help Israeli and Palestine youth relations. At 25, she returned home to LA and got her degree in nursing. In 2006, she worked with pregnant teenagers, which is when her community service spark rekindled. In 2014, her oldest of 3 sons joined Scouting as a Tiger Cub, and Addie took that opportunity to finally give back to the program that has given her so much. Addie has worn several hats in Scouting over the last 7 years. Currently, she is a member of Pack 575, working as a patrol leader for the Panther AOL Patrol, the patrol leader for the Shark Warriors Weebles Patrol, and the committee chair. She is also currently a member of Troop 48, working as an assistant scoutmaster, a merit badge counselor, and fundraising chair. In addition to her role as a unit leader, Addie is the nomination committee chair and vice chair of programs for Bill Hart District. She has also been the Bill Hart Day Camp director for the last 3 years and continues to take on that role again this year. She is also currently the chair of the Western Los Angeles County Council's Cub Scout Pack Program Committee. To quote Addie, "Scouting has definitely been at the heart of me since my youth, and I enjoy being part of the diversity it brings with my children and community."
Ludmila Fanganil, better known as Mila, began her scouting journey in 2014 when her youngest son, Max, entered into Pack 575 as a Tiger Cub, and middle son, Noah, as a Wolf Cub in the Bill Hart District of the Western Los Angeles County Council. Mila was the observant parent, coming to meetings with a discerning eye, never crossing her mind to be involved beyond a chaperone. It wasn't until the following year at summer day camp that she volunteered to co-lead the first aid station. It was a great fit for her, especially having a background in the medical profession as an ultrasound technologist at BLS certified. From then on, Mila's interest in scouting grew and grew every year since she had volunteered at scout camp, moving from arts and crafts, first aid, den leader, STEM, and more recently, scout skills, nature, and outdoor activities. She has been the advancement chair for Pack 575 and current in Troop 2 a committee member, ASM, merit badge counselor, and even Nova mentor and counselor. In 2019, Mila attended the National Camp School and Camp Wlacc at the Hubrick-Eaton Scout Reservation in Lake Arrowhead and had the time of her life. Being one of the camp directors for Bill Hart District has been a fulfilling experience in giving back to the program that has enriched her sons' lives in many ways. Mila looks forward to the future diversification, team building, and pure awesomeness the adventures of scouting encompasses.
Jennifer Hudson is a small business owner and mother of 2 boys in Santa Clarita. She has been involved in scouting since her oldest son joined Cub Scout Pack 575 back in 2011. Currently, Jennifer serves as assistant committee chair and den leader of Pack 575, assistant scoutmaster of Troop 609, district member at large B. Hart, day camp director WLACC, and merit badge counselor. In the past, she has served as a district vice chair of communication, Pack chair, communications chair, and Pack treasurer.
Jennifer Johnson started with Pack 575 as a Tiger Den leader for her son Gavin, and is currently with Pack 527 as a den leader for her son Cooper's Den. She taught at Sunshine Learning Center for several years and is currently teaching elementary school for Saugus Union School District. Jennifer has volunteered at previous summer day camps for Bill Hart District and is an active member in Troop 2 as a fundraising chair, a committee member, and a merit badge counselor.
Shauna's scouting journey started with pulled pork. Maybe I should explain. Her neighbor is an amazing scouter. She is an inspiration and she coerced Shauna into making lunch for her Cub Pack for Bill Hart's annual Cub Cup. Oh, was that a slippery slope. Since that day 7 years ago, Shauna has had more fun and has met so many amazing people. She started as an assistant den leader for her neighbor's bear den, even though her son was not a bear. The next year, she was the den leader for the snarling blue lions and hasn't looked back since they are wolves now. Shauna's daughters are some of the first female Cub Scouts in the Bill Hart District, and in 2020, they bridged to Scouts BSA. Together they have founded Troop 2379G. Shauna is so proud to be their Scoutmaster. Shauna believes in the mission of Scouting. As a unit commissioner, she feels takes part in the mission by helping others. In addition to her role as Scoutmaster, Shauna volunteers at the district level as Bill Hart Membership Chairman, Bill Hart Training Team, Awards Dinner Chair, Cub Cup Chair, Merit Badge Counselor, and Newsletter Chair.
Thank you. Thank you.
A little less than a month after our first lockdown, which began on March 13th, Yvonne envisioned a virtual Merit Badge University that would be accessible to any and all Scouts that were working on their rank advancement. Through her tireless efforts of recruiting qualified Merit Badge instructors and putting together a schedule, over 10,000 Scouts, including myself, have been able to move forward towards the ultimate rank of Eagle by participating in our virtual Merit Badge University. Yvonne is the reason that we now list names on our website in Pacific Standard Time. We have Scouts from all around the world now joining us for Merit Badge advancement during unprecedented times for our generation. The Western Los Angeles County Council would like to award Yvonne with the Innovation Award for her leadership with Virtual Merit Badge University.
Hello all, my name is Larry Curvin, and I've been asked to briefly tell you a little bit about myself for those that don't know me. I have recently been asked to serve as the West LA County Council Commissioner, and I've gladly accepted with honor. My background goes back to 1993, where I joined Scouting as my son became a Tiger Cub. I served as Tiger Cub den leader, Webelos den leader, and ultimately Cub Master for that pack. As my son moved on in his Scouting adventure to the troop, I served as ASM, and he ultimately became an Eagle with that troop. I've stayed on as ASM with that troop up to today. At the district level, I've served on the district committee. I was a district training chair. I also was a district chairman, and recently I was the district commissioner. At the council level, I've been an instructor in a few wood badge courses, and at the national level, I've had the privilege of instructing people at the Philmont Training Center. By the way, I also currently serve as a Scoutmaster of the girls troop in Crescent Bay. We're 50 Scouts strong, and we are in the process of about to have our first 12 Eagle Scouts earn their rank in the next month or two. It is my privilege today to introduce two very distinguished commissioners who have earned the Distinguished Eagle or Distinguished Commissioner Award today. The first leader that I get to introduce tonight is Jessica Pazdernick. Many of you know Jessica for her longtime service in Bill Hart District. As with the rest of us, it seems that she started her career approximately 15 years ago when her son wanted to join Cub Scouts. And she went to the first meeting, raised her hand, volunteered, thought it would be fun, and thought it wouldn't take a whole lot of time. During his time with the Cub Scout unit, she served as a committee chair and a PAC advancement chair. As her son moved on to the scouting, now Scouting BSA, she was part of the local unit as assistant scoutmaster and advancement chair. Her son has earned the rank of Eagle, and her daughter, who is currently in the first of the female units in the Bill Hart District, is a Life Scout, soon to earn Eagle Scout. During the same time, Jessica served at the district, area, and national levels, doing the Bill Hart Day Camp, Council Cub Family Program, became involved in archery, where she's an archery range safety officer, and became first female council commissioner here in West Los Angeles County Council. On the training side, she has served a few years as a Wood Badge staff member, but her real joy is when she moved back to training the youth and has been involved in the National Youth Leadership Training Program. She's been on the director for many courses and has been on the national task force for the revision of that program. Professionally, and the reason she's odd location tonight is she's in Atlanta because she's a costume supervisor on the new Spider-Man franchise movie, Spider-Man's No Way Home, where she gets to play dress up, with all of her actors and actresses. It is a great pleasure to award Jessica the Distinguished Commissioner Award.
Thank you so much for honoring me with this year's Distinguished Commissioner Service Award. I'm very humbled and privileged to be able to serve as the first female council commissioner for WLACC, especially during such a historic and unprecedented time in scouting. I have to thank Matt Thornton for his vision. I don't think a global pandemic was in our plans, but I'm really proud to be able to be one of the innovators and leaders of our exciting virtual scouting program that we had this past year to keep our scouts scouting on. I also want to thank my husband, Michael, my son, Zachary, and my daughter, Anna, who are my immediate scouting family, as well as Troop 2019 and my NYLT family and friends. You guys are the ones that inspire me to keep being a better scouter, to keep pushing the envelope, to keep thinking outside of the box, and I'm really excited to see where our scouting futures go. Thank you again.
Thank you, Jessica. I have the privilege of announcing the next leader, but first, I want to thank all of you for attending this event. I would much rather be there with you in person. That event is so much fun, having dinner and celebrating with all the award recipients. Congratulations, everyone. The next leader is Albert Sarfati. Albert joined Scouting in 1998, again as a Tiger Cub den leader, and within that pack, he served various positions, ultimately assuming the role of Cub Master, and he spent much of the time learning how to do his role. He never was very active in the outdoors or knew what scouting was all about, but one of the great things about scouting, he says, is that there's a lot of people out there willing to help and teach. 5 years later, his son bridged over to Troop 67 in Crescent Bay, and he was immediately asked to become an assistant scoutmaster. During his time with that troop, he also served as the troop chair and the scoutmaster. He attended Wood Badge in 2005 and was the district training chair for a few years thereafter. All the time he was doing this, he was a unit commissioner for other units in the Crescent Bay area. 5 years ago, As a unit commissioner, he identified a couple of Cub Scout packs that were having trouble, and he merged those two Scout packs into one that is a very healthy pack now, and he's the Cub Master of that pack. Also, while maintaining his position as unit commissioner within Crescent Bay District. It's a great privilege for me to have the award presented to Albert Sarfati, our newest Distinguished Commissioner awardee.
I would like to thank my fellow Scouters in Crescent Bay District and Western Los Angeles County Council for the Distinguished Commissioner Service Award I'm receiving today. It is a privilege and an honor to continue to serve the youth and the adult leaders in my area. Thank you very much for this honor.
It is an honor to be recognized at this special event with so many amazing volunteers, accomplished scouts, scouters, and educators. Thank you to the Western Los Angeles County Council, Crescent Bay District, Venice Honganji Buddhist Temple, Marina Cub Pack 79, and Troop 719 for providing me an opportunity to be of service to Scouting and our community. As a Sansei, a third-generation Japanese American, the Asian American Spirit of Scouting Service Award is particularly symbolic given the history of Scouting and the Japanese American community. During one of the darker moments of this country's history, at the beginning of World War II, many civic organizations expelled Japanese Americans from their membership, as over 120,000 Americans of Japanese descent were displaced from their homes and into concentration camps located within the country's interior. However, the Boy Scouts of America and the Girl Scouts of America stood strong and stood by us, continuing to directly support and even grow Scouting behind the barbed wire, inside the camps, during our community's time of need. It is my honor to accept this recognition and furthers my commitment to pay it forward and be of service to the Asian American community and our broad and diverse community of Scouts.
We're in the final stretch, awarding the Silver Beaver Awards. This is a good time to include a little history of the council-level Distinguished Service Award.
Like the fact that the Silver Beaver Award was first introduced in 1931, or that the Boy Scouts of America, acting through the National Court of Honor, awards the Silver Beaver Award for distinguished service to youth upon the nomination of the local council, Silver Beaver Selection Committee, and the Scout Executive. The award is made for noteworthy service of exceptional character by registered Scouters within the territory under the jurisdiction of the local council.
The National Court of Honor for the presentation of the Silver Beaver Awards is now in session. The Western Los Angeles County Council is very proud to recognize Curtis Bedford, Steve Vincent, Jonathan Watts, Tom Rushelt, Dan O'Brien, and Jeff Rudner with the Silver Beaver Award.
Curtis was never involved with Scouting as a youth. In fact, he didn't even know it existed. To him, it was something from the Midwest that he only had seen in movies. Certainly it didn't exist out here in Los Angeles. Even as an adult, he really didn't seem to be that interested when his sister, Debbie, Cub Master of Pack 226 at the time, repeatedly tried to get him involved with the pack that his nephews were in. Other than a Pinewood Derby car or two, it really didn't catch his eye. Yet. After he had two sons of his own, his wife decided perhaps Scouting was a great way to teach her sons life skills. By the way, you're taking them to Scouting, were his instructions. He begrudgingly complied. Well, after his sister and nephews had moved on, he found himself a member of the same pack they had left. At first, he was one of those fathers who always sat in the back on their phone. That all changed when Cub Master John Petring asked for someone to design the float for the Chatworth's holiday parade. As this was right up his alley, he enthusiastically agreed. Little did he know that one activity started him down a slippery slope that would take him from barely observant father to a den leader, Cub Master, District Club Camp Program Director, District Committee Member, District Recognition Chair and Co-host, Council Recognition Dinner Writer and Co-host, Wood Badge Participant, Wood Badge Staff, International Committee Member, although he doesn't know what he's doing, Scoutcast LA Podcast Co-host, district newsletter publisher, and now the very humbling Silver Beaver Award recipient. It just shows you that sometimes people just need a little nudge to get them moving in the right direction.
Hi, I'm Curtis Bedford, and I was shocked really to find that I'm one of this year's recipients of the Silver Beaver Award. I would like to thank and excuse the Western Los Angeles County Council for the lack of judgment needed to not only put me on the list in the first place, but to not take me off. It really is a huge honor, so thank you. There have been so many amazing people that I've met throughout this organization, and so many people that have inspired me in so many ways. The scouter that has inspired me the most, however, would be my own sister, Debbie Brooks. She was a scouter long before I ever was, and without her, I wouldn't be here today. So, Debbie, thank you for all you've done.
Steve started as a scout in 1976 with Troop 724 in Canoga Park, California. It was not an auspicious beginning. As his scoutmaster of the time would tell you, Steve wasn't a particularly motivated scout, and he barely made it to second class. You can ask him. His scoutmaster was Jim Penny, who was still active with Troop 126. When Steve's son Riley got to scouting age, they joined Cub Scout Pack 246. At their very first pack meeting, Steve volunteered to be the popcorn colonel. Little did he know what that would lead to. During their time with the pack, Steve was committee chairman, a cub leader, and finally Webelo's leader. It turns out Steve was a much better scouter than he ever was a scout. When Riley bridged to Troop 22, Steve became an assistant scoutmaster. He was also a patrol advisor, equipment manager, merit badge counselor, and wilderness first aid instructor. One of his favorite trips was when he led the troop during their summer at Camp McCalla in Oregon. He even organized a pizza delivery to the train for lunch on the way home. When his daughter Bailey started scouting, he became the advisor to Crew 22. When Scouts BSA started and Troop 22G was formed, his daughter became a founding member and he was their first assistant scoutmaster. Now that both his kids have earned the rank of Eagle, Steve is getting more involved with the Reyes Adobe District and WLACC. Over the last few years, Steve was helping out with the Las Colinas Camporee, eventually becoming the Camporee chair. He has been active in helping out on the training committee and has been staff on 2 wood badge courses. He's going to be senior patrol leader on the upcoming course in September. He also helped Jeff Rudner get Scout Saturday Live off the ground, being the editor for most of Season 1 before moving on to a more of consultant and mentor position. He recently took on the role of Reyes Adobe Advancement Chair and is looking forward to more scouting in the future.
I'd like to thank the Reyes Adobe District for honoring me as one of this year's Silver Beaver Award recipients. It's been a real pleasure being a part of scouting for the last dozen years or so. In particular, I'd like to thank 2 mentors of mine, David Goldenberg and Marty Price. Thank you guys. Without you, I wouldn't be the scouter I am today.
Jonathan Watts has had a love of scouting ever since he picked up a used copy of the Boy Scout Handbook at a garage sale in 1982. It piqued his imagination and he read it cover to cover many times. A couple of years later, he saw that a boy across the street was wearing a Boy Scout uniform and got up the courage to ask if he could join him at meetings. Jonathan spent about 2 years hitching a ride to meetings at Troop 328 in Reseda and achieved the rank of tenderfoot before he was financially unable to continue. Disappointed that he could not continue as a Boy Scout, he vowed that if his kids were interested in scouting, he would do whatever he could to make sure they had the opportunity to participate. True to his word, both Gwendolyn, Ship 481, and Sawyer, Troop 624, are living the scout life. A huge believer in youth leadership, Jonathan has served as committee chair, assistant cub master, and assistant Webelo's den leader for Pack 246. From 2016 to 2019, he served as membership chair and vice chair for the Las Colinas district. He currently serves WLACC units as a merit badge counselor and a commissioner. He is the founding and current chair of the Reyes Adobe District and the Sea Scout Commodore for the WLACC. As if all that wasn't enough to fill an hour a week, Jonathan also co-hosts the popular Scoutcast LA podcast and serves as advancement advisor for the wildly successful Scout Saturday Live program. A proud owl and elected SPL from Wood Badge W45116, Jonathan has received the Assistant Cub Master of the Year Award, the BSA Chiefs Growth Challenge Achiever Award, Scouters Key Award, Scout Leaders Training Award, Unit Leader Award of Merit, the BSA WLACC Innovator Award, and the BSA District Award of Merit.
It is an incredible honor to be among this year's recipients of the Silver Beaver Award. If I had to list everyone who had influenced me and my contributions to Scouting, we'd be here all night. So suffice to say, thank you to each and every leader who has given their 1 hour a week to the youth of the Western Los Angeles County Council.
Tom began his scouting career in 1974 at the age of 7 years old in San Francisco as a part of Mount Diablo Council's PAC 64. He especially enjoyed all the scouting activities, and it was an added bonus that his best friend's mom was his den leader. Unlike the traditional young scout, he actually built his Pinewood Derby car completely by himself without his parents' help. Tom achieved the rank of Weblo, but mid-year, his family moved to Southern California and he was unable to find a new pack. In junior high, Tom joined the Boy Scouts, but this stint was brief due to family problems, and he had no friends in the troop. He lost interest in scouting until his son joined. In 2012, Tom's son Jake became a Tiger in Cub Scout Pack 311 in the Cahuenga district. Tom, Jake, and the rest of the Rochelle family went to Camp Whitsett for Cub Family Weekend and had a blast. Jake earned 3 belt loops that weekend. As he entered Jake's achievements into ScoutTrack.com, Tom discovered that he had been registered as the Pack Den's leader. Tom never found out how that happened, but willingly took on the role. It wasn't long before Tom added Assistant Cub Master to his title. After Jake bridged to Troop 139 in BSA Scouts, Tom became an Assistant Scoutmaster. The next year, he became the Scoutmaster, and has been leading the troop for the past 3 years. As he progressively grew more active in district training, Tom eventually became the training chair for Campo de Cahuenga District, a position he still holds today. His enthusiasm for scouting and camping is reflected in his IOLS training. Tom has found working with the youth to be an immensely rewarding experience. He enjoys scouting, but finds that he has the most fun on camping trips. Like most scouters, Tom can't wait for COVID-19 restrictions to be lifted so that he can get back to camping.
Hi, I'd like to thank the Western Los Angeles County Council for bestowing me this honor. I've really enjoyed my scouting over the last 8 years, and I just really like to thank the people that have helped me, like Glenn Cote, Greg Small, Marty Price, David Goldenberg, and especially my family for supporting me. Thank you.
When Dan began in scouting, it was as the parent who camps. Mom went to all of the meetings, and at some point the scoutmaster announced to the troop and the parents that he was stepping down, as his son had just earned the Eagle rank. Unaware, because Dan never went to any of the meetings, and months later, the scoutmaster announced at the Court of Honor that the troop was going to have to shut down because no one had stepped up to take over for him. Dan felt that it would be a huge disappointment to his enthusiastic son and decided to take a dive into scoutmastering. With little outdoors experience as a leader, Dan's training included a backpacking where he lugged his own lieutenant along, a 6-person Coleman. Realizing he had to up his game quickly, Dan eventually became the competent and sought out the most adventurous camping locations he could find: Joshua Tree, Mojave Desert, Death Valley, San Onofre to start. He also upped the challenges with high adventure backpacking and hiking, setting adventures to the summit, the highest peaks in Southern California, like Baldy, San Jacinto, San Giorgino. They even did Cactus to the Clouds a few times. The troop also began to summit 14ers, Mount Whitney, Mount Langley, Tyndall Peak, and White Mountain. Their summer activities were split between traditional summer camp at Emerald Bay and Whitsett, but there was also a high adventure offering rafting down the Green River in Colorado and Utah, and doing a 50-mile backpack through Yosemite. The adventures weren't only outdoors. Dan organized the entomologists to the troop to do a presentation and testing at one of the meetings. Utilizing the talents of the other parents, the troop toured SpaceX as part of the Space Exploration Merit Badge, and also toured one of the tunneling sites of the Metro Underground Rail Line. Dan also invited his college friend and Eagle Scout to talk about he and his wife's successful summits of the 7 summits. Word of the adventure spread. In over 2 years, the troop grew from only 15 scouts to 70. Before Dan became involved in scouting, he didn't camp, he didn't like to hike much, he definitely couldn't tie anything but his shoes. Scouting has been a gift to Dan, and he feels grateful to receive a Silver Beaver Award just for having a great time. Dan is currently seeking more adventures for adult leaders to pass on to their scouts as the WLACC High Adventure Team Chairperson.
This is such an amazing honor. Thank you so much. There are some people in particular I'd like to thank, and they're all parents and scout leaders from Troop 108. Tracy Miller, my amazing committee chair of several years, Christophe Brigard, Jerry Weiner, Brent Ramsey, and of course the late, great Tony Barretto, all fantastic assistant scoutmasters, and all the other assistant scoutmasters who've helped me along the way. Thanks a lot.
Jeff Rudner, my dad, first became involved with scouting as a parent in 2007. In 2012, he was selected to be the Cub Master of Pack 333 in Calabasas, California, which had 47 scout members at the time. My father's creative and epic events, camping trips, and incredible meals that he planned and executed for the pack became a huge draw, and membership quickly grew to 164 scouts. My dad became fondly known as Chef Jeff during his 5 years as Cub Master. He has said that the highlight of his 10 years as Cub Master was a time when my two brothers and I were in the pack all at the same time. My father, brothers, and I bridged to Troop 642 in Woodland Hills, California, where he has served as an assistant scoutmaster for the last 9 years. He has also served as the Crew 642 advisor. In 2016, my father became the special event chair for the Race Adobe District and the Western Los Angeles County Council. He drew from his skills from his professional career to create many of the most successful and memorable events for the district and council, including the on-field ceremonies during the national anthem for the Los Angeles Dodgers, a council-wide carnival, the food drive-thru food collection, and other beloved events that scouts and their families will fondly remember for many years to come. When COVID-19, the quarantines and stay-at-home orders canceled all in-person scouting events in March of 2020, my father wanted to create an event that would be COVID-proof and allow scouts to continue their connection to the scouting program, its values, education, and most importantly, fun. On March 13, 2020, he told the Western Los Angeles County Council executives about his Scout Saturday Live idea, then conducted auditions for the show's hosts, and 2 weeks later, broadcast the first episode on March 28th. The Scout Forward approach made Scout Saturday Live the only scouting community livestream show that featured scouts exclusively. My father enjoys flying, he has his pilot's license, camping, camp cooking, gardening, and making people happy through his events. Congratulations, Dad, on this amazing and well-deserved honor.
I'm truly honored. Receiving the Silver Beaver Award among the company of amazing people that are also recipients this year is absolutely humbling and amazing, and I'm deeply honored. The support that the Western Los Angeles County Council that has provided to our scouts and to our leaders is absolutely outstanding, and I thank everybody deeply from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
It gives us great pleasure to close this National Court of Honor. On behalf of the Western Los Angeles County Council's Executive Board and staff, we want to thank you for attending and for all that you do to make scouting possible. Have an amazing night, and remember to wash your hands with soap and water.